What's up everyone, Thralls Melanie here once again. I'm the Nick, and I'm gonna do some shoutouts. I kind of figured in the spirit of Christmas, which I'm at a 10 as far as I'm concerned in terms of my holiday spirit, which if you actually compare that to most other people's holiday spirit, that's still like a 1 because I don't like this holiday at all. I would rather go back to Halloween and just watch horror movies, but here we are. But in the spirit of Christmas, I wanted to give a bunch of shout outs to a lot of cool channels out there. So essentially this is gonna be like a Christmas card that I'm sending to every single one of these channels, except it doesn't involve a picture of me in a stupid sweater pretending to enjoy eggnog, because let's be honest, it's just booze, nutmeg, and pancake batter. That doesn't sound very good. Let's just stop pretending it is. So here we go, and I want to start off with a very special group of people, essentially, with the what I call the Saturday Night Crew, or I think that's what we call ourselves. I don't know if we have a name, but we do hang out a lot and do live streams, so I'm going to start off with the Dreadful Minutes. Rick. This guy is a consummate collector, loads of pretty much every style of metal, like death metal, black metal, lots of trad metal, and he even gets stuff that I have never heard of, which I feel like I've heard a lot of stuff, but I'm still constantly picking up stuff, you know, hence all the collection updates. And there's been a lot of stuff that I picked up just because I saw it in some of his collection updates. Definitely check out his channel. And of course, with all of these, there will be links to all their channels down below in the description. So yeah, Dreadful Minutes, Rick, your channel's fucking awesome, and I hope you get a shitload of subs courtesy of this. Next, of course, I got to shout out Metal Madness 66, my good friend Jeff. He's the guy that kind of brought me into the crew, and I am eternally thankful because I met a lot of cool people through him, and he's one of the coolest people I know. I have so many great conversations with him, just so much knowledge in terms of music in general. Like, I thought I knew shit. I don't. He pretty much knows it all. And again, great conversations. And one of the things that he's currently doing on his channel that I definitely think you guys should check out are his deep dives, just going over one particular band and going through their entire catalog and discussing them at length and having like a good debate about them, which I thoroughly have enjoyed watching them. I've only been able to catch the tail end of some of them just because other plans, but Skinny Puppy, Rush, he wants to do Opeth at some point, and I might be involved with that one. I'm looking forward to that one because that is a giant band as far as, you know, getting me into a whole bunch of different stuff. But definitely check out Metal Madness's channel. The deep dives are a lot of fun, and we do a lot of streams on his channel and also on Dreadful Minutes. So again, reasons to sub both. Next, Brian Arkham. Definitely check out this guy's channel. He is, I would say, a death metal freak like me, but he gets into a ton of other stuff. Again, kind of like me, but we seem to intersect a lot on the death metal front. He, much like Rick, is not just limited to CDs too, because I'm just the CD guy. These guys go for LPs. They even go for tapes. If you're into those, still wondering why those exist. Again, already went through that when I was a kid, but anyway, they go for stuff on a wide array of mediums and go for like lots of cool underground gems and hard to find stuff. So Brian Arkham, another solid channel to check out. A lot of fun to talk to that guy, and I look forward to doing streams with all these guys again. Next one is going to be a little bit tricky just in terms of finding his channel, because I tried to look it up, and at least because I subscribed to it when it was a different name, I'm still, you know, able to find him. The Upside Down Church. Now, doing a YouTube search that you're going to come up with some stuff that isn't very metal, like at all. But if you look up his channel's old name, Hymns of My Wake, you will find him. And for every atmospheric black metal album that we have not covered on this channel, he has covered them all. In fact, I would say if you are a big atmospheric black metal fan or a black metal fan in general, he is definitely a channel to subscribe to, because that is one of the things that he definitely seems to specialize in. There's a lot of stuff that I don't quite get into that he does that I think if you get into that sort of stuff and we don't cover it here, you should check out his channel. Solid dude. Stop getting greatest hits for good bands like Megadeth and Alice in Chains. Shame on you for that. But anyway, he's an awesome dude. Definitely check out his channel. Again, atmospheric black metal. That's one of his main things, and if you're looking for some cool atmospheric black metal, there's a damn good chance that he owns it, so check out his channel. Next, we have Maze of Torment. He's probably the youngest out of our group here in the Saturday Night Crew, and he is quite a collector of lots of old school death metal, old school thrash metal, and I don't know, I would just say old school is just kind of his vibe. He goes for all sorts of cool stuff, and he is big into record collecting, and occasionally I've seen some CDs pop on there too. great taste for a guy that is as young as he is, and I absolutely love the fact that he's going after albums that I went after when I was, shit, maybe younger than him. I don't know. I'm pretty old, so maybe. But anyway, he's got a cool channel. He does year-end lists. He does occasional reviews. Lots of cool collection stuff. Definitely check that one out. Next up, I want to shout out definitely the Heavy Metallurgy crew, which is Marty Worm and Let's Talk Metal. Marty Worm is actually one of the reasons why I got into doing this. I actually watched a lot of his stuff when we were just thinking about doing a YouTube channel, and I liked the fact that he was informative and he had fun with it, and he could just, you know, kind of elaborate on all this cool stuff because he's listened to all this cool stuff, and I just kind of wanted to embody that, except I'm me, and I like to squeeze in like dick and fart jokes all the time, so he's definitely maybe a little bit more cultured than me. But the Heavy Metallurgy thing between Marty Worm and Let's Talk Metal is incredible. I recommend both of those channels. Let's Talk Metal is also a cool collector, and he has a lot of cool underground stuff. Both of these guys go after really cool, obscure stuff, and I love the fact that their taste is so wide and varied. Definitely check out both their channels, and definitely check out the Heavy Metallurgy podcast. They've been doing a lot of them here lately over a myriad of really cool subjects, and they're very thought-provoking. They definitely warrant a lot of cool discussion, and definitely a fun trip down memory lane if you were like big into metal in the 80s and 90s, and, you know, kind of just latching onto it as a teenager, because they cover a lot of stuff that had at least like a huge impact on me when I was young. So yeah, definitely check out both those channels. Marty, Alan, good job, guys. Next, I definitely want to shout out my good friend, Crypt Metalomania. Metal-o-mania is an awesome podcast-style show that actually intertwines interviews, music videos, pretty much everything metal, and really cool conversations between he and his wife slash co-host, Scully. Both of them are awesome people. They actually tolerated us Thralls in their house for at least, 4 days? It was mayhem. It was a lot of fun, and he has a awesome format that is different than a lot of other YouTube channels. It's a long format, so pretty much like a long radio show, except it's visual too, because you get really cool interviews again and music videos left and right from a load of underground bands. If you are a fan of thrash metal and old school death metal, that is a good chunk of his playlist. So if you're looking for some cool underground bands in terms of both of those, there's a good chance that he's played them on there, so definitely check out his channel, subscribe to that shit, and tell him to Nick sent ya. Next, I want to shout out my friend, Thrashmaniac99. Now, his channel is actually just really starting to get into the whole metal aspect. Before, there was a little bit more along the lines of wrestling and, I believe, racing. He's really committed to metal here lately, and he's been doing a lot of reviews. He's been doing year-end lists, different subjects, trying to start threads. So he needs some metalheads on there, and he does solid reviews, very informative. He knows what he's talking about, and he has this youthful energy that I remember I once had about metal. He still gets visibly excited about talking about metal, which granted I do too, but I'm kind of a grumpy old fuck, and it's just kind of nice seeing someone with some youthful energy actually talk about it, because I'm fucking out of that. Anyway, he covers a wide array of different styles of metal, so definitely check his channel out. Next, I want to throw a shout out to Metal Ben. Definitely check out his channel as well. He's been kind enough to invite me on his live streams, and we got a chance to bullshit and talk about growing up a metalhead and how we certainly didn't do it for popularity, because, well, if you were a metalhead in the mid to late 90s, yeah, it wasn't that great. I mean, some of the metal was, but being a metalhead at that point wasn't the best time to be a metalhead. But he has a great channel, and he's really starting to work at doing more reviews and more collection updates, does a lot of live streams, and generally they're pretty fun. But yeah, definitely check out his channel and tell him Nick sent you. I also want to throw a shout out to Classy Lonnie Metal, another guy that I watched early on before we even started to do a channel that I just really liked what he did. Lonnie is a consummate collector. I'm kind of curious if my collection's bigger than his or his is bigger than mine, because we both get a lot of CDs, and I like the fact that he was mainly a CD collector, which, if you haven't figured out by now, that is the only medium I really collect. And if you haven't, welcome to Thralls of Metal. This is clearly your first video, because there's CDs everywhere here. Lonnie has a great channel. He does really cool unboxings. He does a lot of cool stuff through eBay where he gets grab bags, and I always kind of love the whole surprise, like, I don't know what I'm gonna get. And actually I did a couple of those just because I saw all the stuff that he got and was like, dude, that's pretty fucking cool. I might get some like really cool underground gems in there. I haven't done that in a while though, just because I didn't want to get a lot of repeats, but I don't know, I might actually do one again because there's definitely some labels out there that I didn't hit up that I don't have a lot by. But Classy was the reason I did that. So definitely check out Classy Lonnie's channel. It's fucking awesome. And yeah, the unboxings especially, definitely check those out. So next I want to go into some reviewers that I like. Now they might actually be collectors as well, but I think they're mostly known for being reviewers. First off, the Metal Meltdown. Holy shit, this guy's a great reviewer and honestly one of the most entertaining reviewers out there. This guy is not afraid to crack jokes. He does not fear fucking repercussions for his opinions, which I give him so much fucking credit for because, well, I don't either. But it's kind of nice seeing someone echoing the same sentiments. Like, listen, this is just my opinion. If you don't like it, that's cool. You don't have to like it. But he's a solid reviewer. He goes in depth. He cuts the core. And I'm always entertained watching his videos, especially the one where he got drunk responding to the Iron Maiden digs, which we're still getting some on ours. We thought about doing that, but we also didn't want to get alcohol poisoning because there was quite a lot if we went by his standards. But yeah, the Metal Meltdown, if you guys already haven't subscribed to him, subscribe. It's always entertaining over there. Next, Paragene's Reviews. This dude is fucking awesome. He's been a fan of our channel for a while, and I've been a fan of his for a while. Another guy that I like because he speaks his mind, gives his opinion, but of course, it's all subjective. And he's also a solid musician as well. He has a killer grindcore act, which I believe Jammin' John is going to cover in What's John Jammin' when we get that together. This guy does all sorts of rankings, different discussion points, and of course, reviews as well. He has a solid channel, and I strongly recommend checking it out. Next up, Forge Master Reviews. I still want to shout those guys out. I know I shouted them out before. I shouted out Metal-o-mania before, but I'm always going to shout out Chris. That's my dude. But Forge Master Reviews, I definitely want to shout out again. They changed their name. I think Forge Masters is actually a better name. And these guys put a lot of great production quality into their videos, but they're also really good at their talking points. They have such a wide swath. They cover all sorts of cool, obscure underground acts, and of course, even the more popular ones. And as far as styles of metal, they pretty much cover all of them, I believe. Both those dudes are solid. I definitely like the whole Bandcamp thing they do when they just go into just different Bandcamp findings and shit. I really love the fact that they really like the underground stuff, especially. I think that's really awesome. So definitely check out Forge Master Reviews. Next up, the Magma Chamber. Two dudes from fucking Texas, which seems to be a hotbed of awesome metal here. Actually, we were talking in a live stream. I forget which one, it might have been the year-end list, but we were talking about how proud we were of our home states putting out quality death metal here lately. They get claims to Frozen Soul, so I think they kind of win overall just because that band's awesome. But hey, man, we got 200 stab wounds here, so we're doing all right. Anyway, these guys are solid reviewers. They do rankings and such. Actually, I believe they said they were inspired by us, which that was kind of flattering, but at the same time, it was like, man, well, I mean, at least you lowered your standards enough. That's cool that you think we're cool, because we don't think we're cool. Actually, we know we're not cool. That's okay, though. We've been not cool for a long time, so we're pretty good at it. But these guys are just passionate, killer metalheads. They do solid reviews. The rankings are fun. Definitely check them out. And yeah, Texas, you're winning on death metal right now. You got too many good bands. Ohio's right behind you, though, so you watch your ass. Next, I want to shout out The Dark Path. Another guy with a killer channel, awesome collector. He collects pretty much all things metal across the board. Actually, he and I have a mutual love of like 90s industrial metal, which we kind of bonded over, at least in the comments a while ago. I've had the pleasure of bullshitting with him a couple of times and even doing a live stream with him. Solid dude. He always brings up good discussion points. He does really cool responses to threads, and of course, lots of collection stuff. So definitely check out his channel. It's fucking awesome. Anyway, the next one I want to shout out is Jamie Horsley. He is yet another channel that actually I watched early on and kind of got me into the whole prospect of actually reviewing albums rather than just showing collection update stuff. Now he has two channels. I think subscribe to both. Maybe the 2.01 is the one that he's actually putting more stuff on. But he does reviews, album rankings, and he even breaks down his list in terms of like best black metal of, you know, so-and-so year, or best black metal of the month. Like, he really goes like deep into breaking down as much stuff as possible so you get to hear about more releases. Anyway, really awesome channel. Whichever one you choose, I'm sure it's going to have tons of cool content on it. And again, one of the reasons why I decided that maybe we should try reviewing albums, because it looks like a lot of fun. And he looks like he still has a lot of fun on it. So yeah, check out Jamie Horsley. Next, I want to shout out someone that I shouted out before again, but I'm going to shout him out again because he's my buddy. Metal Viking 82. This dude is again, consummate collector. Always getting like cool stuff that isn't just CDs. He gets tapes as well and even like cool collectibles. I love the fact that he sticks with the whole Viking theme and everything is his plunder that he raids, and it's just a cool fucking motif. And he likes to go after certain labels and certain distros in particular, which I really like because certain labels and distros offer exclusive stuff. And I think that's a really cool aspect of his channel. Solid dude, actually bullshit with him every now and then on Facebook. Just a solid guy. Strongly recommend checking out his channel once again because I brought it up before, but I'm bringing it up again because why not? Subscribe to his channel, check out his stuff, and of course subscribe to all these channels, but check out Metal Viking 82. I feel like I'm pointing at the camera a lot. I'm sorry, that's rude. I'm still doing it though. Can't stop. I'm sorry. All right, got a few more for you, and these are relatively new people, and they probably have no idea that I'm shouting them out, but I don't think anyone has any idea that I'm shouting them out up until when they see the video premiere. So, surprise. Melanie loves death metal. This is another one that I just kind of came across, and she is, again, a consummate collector. She loves Maggot Stomp Records, which instantly made me want to check out her channel, and holy shit, she loves death metal. She loves more than just death metal because she also loves black metal and stuff, but I like the death metal focus. And she does cool collection updates, of course, which I'm a huge sucker for. And again, she covers a wide array of tons of underground stuff, which of course, that always has me just right there. I'm always willing to check out that stuff. Strongly recommend her channel. Check it out. Next, the Def Doom Metalhead. This guy is another solid collector. Lots of Death Doom. I believe he's actually in a Death Doom Act 2. I haven't really looked that far into it, but I've watched a couple of videos, and he's got a solid delivery. And, of course, Death Doom, but he also listens to a lot of death metal. I've even seen some more blackened stuff on there, too. Anyway, he has a solid channel. Lots of cool stuff on there. I was actually going through and making a list, and I gotta stop doing that because my lists are getting really long, and I'm gonna end up spending a lot of fucking money. But that is honestly the sign of a good channel, at least in my book. And, yeah. A lot of these channels make me write down lists of shit that I know I shouldn't buy because, I can't think of a good reason why not to buy them. I'm just going to buy them. But yeah, would just say they're all enablers, but I wouldn't have it any other way. And Def Doom Metalhead is another solid enabler of mine, so definitely check out his channel. And finally, because I can't name off everyone on the internet, so I had to end this at some point, but I wanted to throw in Killing for Company, another collector on YouTube that I really like. Really wide swath of different stuff. In fact, I'm always surprised in how much it can change gears from one thing he brings up to the next. He just kind of has this really cool, wide wheelhouse of metal, and I always appreciate that. And again, another one that I'm constantly looking at, like, if they have that on CD, I'll buy that because I have no impulse control. Yeah, that's pretty much how my brain operates. But Killing for Company, another solid channel. Definitely check them out. And of course, check out all these channels. That's the whole point. I wanted to do something kind of cool because this whole YouTube community is fucking awesome. I love it. I love talking to these people. And there's tons, of course, that I didn't get a chance to name, but I mean, eventually I'll probably do another shout out video because I like this community. I think it's great that we all found this avenue to just, talk about the shit we love. And yeah, metal is an interesting subculture, and we have a lot of interesting fans out there from different walks of life. But this is kind of a cool unifying theme. And honestly, I feel so damn humbled at the fact that we've actually accrued the amount of subscribers we have. And thank you all from the bottom of my heart. This is still kind of a surreal experience looking at a number over 8,000, actually approaching 9,000, which is just well beyond what I thought we were capable of. And I want to see other channels succeed like that and get the views and get the comments we do, because honestly, it's you guys that keep us going. And having that banter with you guys in the comments and talking about the shit we love, I love that. That is one of my favorite things about this, that and people telling me like, hey, I went out and bought this CD because you recommended it. Those are some of my favorite comments because I feel like we actually did something to help support the artist. And I kind of just wanted to pay it forward to all the channels out there that have mentioned us, whether it was good or bad. Hopefully it was mostly good. Or, just talked about us kindly or invited us in their live streams, any of that. Because again, trying to reinforce that this is a great community. So happy to be a part of it. And thank you to all the channels we brought up and all the channels we didn't. Unfortunately, I couldn't thank everyone on the internet because the battery would die. And I would, talking. So yeah, that wraps this up. Thank you all once again for watching. Every last one of you. It's been a fucking awesome ride. We're going to get down to the Entombed ranking just in terms of recording it here relatively soon. The other guys are coming up with their year-end lists here soon too. I got mine out a tad early, so there's been a bit of a waiting period, but I wanted to squeeze this one in after at least my list was done. But yeah, plenty of cool stuff coming. Thank you all for watching once again, and we will catch you later.